Yo, what's going on? It's Joe back here again with another vid here on Joe Talks. If I can even talk, most times I can't talk, but that is what it is. It's ironic. It's kind of ironic, but anyways, today I'm gonna talk about iOS 26 in the iOS 26 review, and I don't know. I guess the first 24 to 48 hours of it on an iPhone 15. Surprisingly. Oh man, sorry y'all, and I appreciate the blushes, man. Allergies have been killing me for whatever reason, but yeah, iOS 26 just dropped yesterday or 2 days ago, as of Monday, September. What is it? September 15th, I think, which honestly caught me by surprise. Most times when they drop updates, the updates usually be on a Tuesday, but I guess they just really wanted to get this update out and have it tested and all the kinks worked out before the actual devices come out. I got to fly in here before the actual devices drop this upcoming Friday. But yeah, and then, real quick before I get into it, say you guys hit the like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, so iOS 26 review, at least coming from me, someone that's an iPhone 15 user. Surprisingly, seeing how big this update was and how many like changes it did and all the different stuff it added, I'm surprised it's running as smooth as it is, because I'll say this has to be the most smoothest update from launch that that I can remember, at least. My phone updated, boom. My HomePod's updated, boom. And that's all the Apple devices I have right now. For those of y'all who know, I got an older iMac that didn't get an update. I got the older Intel iMacs. They didn't even send out like whatever it's on. I think my my iMac is on like 13 something. You know, the Intel iMac, not the new M4 or the M1 iMacs. The what is it? The normal Intel iMac, the dinosaur. That one didn't get no type of update. I at least thought it would have got maybe like a 13 point whatever update, if that's what it's on. I think that's what it's on. But yeah, that really caught me a little bit by surprise that there was no update for that. But for any device that can support 26, they all got it. Like your HomePods, your iPhones. I think the iPhones go up to the 11, I believe, or the 11 Pro. One of those. It goes all the way up, or no, it might even go all the way up to the 6. I can't remember. I can't. So it either goes all the way up to the iPhone 6, or they changed it to where it goes from the goes all the way to the iPhone 11 or the 11 Pro. So hey, as long as you have them phones, go to your settings, check your software update, and then boom, if you want to update, you can. So they always give you the option, which I kind of like, when they drop these bigger like software change updates. So you could either upgrade to the brand new iOS, or you could upgrade like the lower iOS. Say you don't want to make that big jump and that big change, which I think is kind of cool. I guess giving people kind of a choice. But yeah, so far, in my opinion, this is the smoothest update. And like I said, I got the iPhone 15, just the 15, not the Pro, not the Plus, or whatever. Did they even have a Plus with the 15? I don't even know. I just needed a phone. So yeah, I got the 15, and hey man, I'm gonna say this. This update literally makes the phone. So y'all obviously, hopefully y'all know, but Apple just now made it to where every iPhone now, with the 17 lineup, has 120 hertz refresh rate. And for those of y'all who don't know what that means, that's just the refresh rate at which the screen refreshes at. So say you have a higher refresh rate, the screen is gonna feel a lot smoother with your scrolls and your actual finger input. But for those of y'all who don't know, Apple been using 60 hertz screens forever on their non-pro phones, which is crazy to me because Android has been using 120 frame screens forever, and you obviously know how cheaper some Android phones are. And you look at iPhones, and then when you look at an iPhone and you're like, damn, an iPhone still doesn't have 120 hertz in shit, the 2020s, 2024, 2023, all them prior years, they didn't have nothing. So yeah, so it's about time that Apple did that, and it's kind of cool in a way. But yeah, my point to that is, with this being just the 15, it's not 120 hertz. it actually feels like it's 120 hertz. Like my inputs don't lag. So for those y'all who know and actually notice stuff like that, certain times when you're like, I don't know, maybe just scrolling through the homepage or like scrolling through an app or whatever, you might see the screen kind of lag just a little bit. It's not nothing crazy, especially to someone that doesn't really understand 120 hertz. Say you don't understand 120 hertz, then you're not gonna really notice it. But for someone that came from a 120 hertz phone, for those of y'all who don't know, I had a 13 Pro Max that I ended up breaking last year, and I didn't want to drop, what was it, like close to 1,000 on a phone at that time. So I traded in the broken phone and got the 15. So yeah, the 13 Pro Max was the first phone. Well, the 13 Pro in general was the first phone to have 120 hertz on an iPhone. But from that time on, it's only been the Pro models. It's cool that they drop it to all the phones now with the 17 lineup. It's about time. But the thing is, with this update, is it literally makes my phone feel like it's 120 hertz. Like like just the scrolling and the app, the app, I guess, swapping or whatever you want to call it, app scrolling, whatever. It's so smooth, So I'll give Apple that. Most times when I update my phone, the software. So I don't know if the software, just because they rushed it or just because it's brand new, and I don't know. But most times when I update my phone, like the first, I don't know, the first day or week, whatever you want to call it, I noticed some glitches. Which there still could be some glitches with iOS 26. This is only the first 48 hours update, but as of right now, with 48 hours, I've had no issues, and it's worked pretty good. I will say this, the liquid glass texture and all that honestly makes just everything feel and look more premium. I'm just being honest, it's a really good update as of right now. Hopefully, watch right after these 48 hours, it just turns into complete junk. But as of right now, no. Oh, and another thing is, normally when I update my phone, normally it's with a new update, normally it ends up overheating. Surprisingly, my phone did not get hot at all. So it obviously was a little bit warm after the update, after like the initial update. Obviously, it was a little warm, but once the update finished and I wasn't really on my phone, so it just updated and then boom. So it ended up cooling off, and then after that, not an issue, not no kind of overheating. Not any type of glitches that I see. Everything just feels really smooth, So I feel like Apple, I think Apple, might actually be, I don't know, they might actually be listening to the people a little bit for once, or they're just, focusing more on quality for once, which is good, or they just realize that, they're kind of getting stale as a company and they need to, do better. Because honestly, man, with the iPhone 17 lineup drop, I was surprised. Say y'all didn't check out the iPhone 17 Air, or no, it's the iPhone 17 Pro, and iPhone Air vid. Make sure you check that out. That'll be linked on the screen at the end of the vid. But yeah, the iOS 17, the iOS 26, along with the iPhone 17 release, honestly surprised me. It looked pretty decent. I feel like this is the biggest update for an Apple iPhone. It's a nice refresh, and I'll obviously get more into that. I plan on making a vid about maybe me ordering the phone. Who knows? Who knows? And which phone I feel like y'all should get, and which phone I feel like is the most bang for your buck, especially now. Like I say, man, the non-pro models got the biggest upgrade in my opinion. So I plan on dropping a vid here in the next couple days about ordering the phone. Who knows? I might order one. I might not. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, so far iOS 26, the iOS 26 review, first 48 hours, it's pretty good. The software is really smooth. It's not glitchy. I'm not having no errors. I will say this, it was, different getting used to it because it did change a lot. So the way that I got my phone set up, I got it set up with the tinted color, so all my apps were blue. So what initially happened when I updated my phone with the liquid glass and all that, it ended up like just making every app look kind of bad. Not gonna lie, the apps looked pretty bad, so I ended up getting rid of the blue tint and just made it the dark themed. And yeah, everything looks pretty good in my opinion. Oh, and they also dropped its own dedicated games app, you know. So you know how Apple has their app store, boom, their app store, you can download like pretty much any app, and it might still be like that now. I don't see why not. But for people that really want to just have games come up and no, like, I don't know, no like social media apps or no anything in between, then I guess Apple came out with this iOS 26 and dropped a games app store, whatever you want to call it, which is kind of cool in my opinion, because I know a lot of people game on their phone. Me personally, I don't game on my phone. Say I had an iPad when I did have an iPad, that's what I used my iPad for. I used to game on the iPad, you know, just a bigger screen, you know, and the battery is obviously better, and you ain't got to worry about the games, you know, hurting your battery, because at the end of the day, no matter what chip you have, no matter how powerful your phone is, no matter what kind of cooling your phone has, it's still gonna suffer battery damage. You know, it's games at the end of the day, and these games now are getting, you know, more powerful. They have to run, you know, using a lot more energy and all that, you know, using a lot more internals on your device. So it's just natural for the battery to get bad after, you know. So I feel like that was kind of cool, and that was pretty much it for the update. And then all the other kind of stuff was just cosmetic things. So that's stuff that y'all are gonna have to play around with. But in my opinion, say you have an iPhone and you're debating on updating to iOS 26. Say you didn't update to iOS 26 yet. Say you just updated your phone to the latest 18 point whatever it was version instead, and you're just waiting to see reviews, waiting to see how the update affects phones. Then, in my opinion, you know, it's worth it. Say you're watching this vid and you don't know if you should update your phone to 26. Do it, man. Like I said, this has to be the smoothest update Apple has dropped. It seems like Apple is finally, you know, focusing on their quality like they used to. The time will only tell with the 17 phones when they drop, see how good their quality actually is. But so far, the update 26, pretty good, man. You know, what y'all think? I feel like it might be a new year for Apple, you know, year 26, man. You know, it might be a new year for Apple. I don't know. But that's pretty much it for this vid. I pretty much touched up on all the points. Because like I said, the rest of the iOS 26 is just cosmetic. I'm trying to think of anything else that might be new in text messages. No. Calls. So they updated like your call. So like you can change how it's set up. Like I said, there's just a lot of cosmetic things. I don't really know how to explain it. That's just something you're gonna have to play around with. But yeah, at first it was a little weird, but when you actually have time to sit down with it and customize it to the way you want and make it look the way you want it to look, then yeah, it's a good update in my opinion. So say any of y'all are waiting, you know, update it, man. What are y'all waiting for? This has to be the smoothest update in my opinion. You know, unless it starts falling apart, who knows? But as of right now, as of 48 hours, I highly recommend updating. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the vid. Like I said, say you want to check out my other Apple vid up here, talking about the phones on release on the Apple reveal. I'd appreciate that. And like and subscribe on this video if you enjoyed it. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.